Welcome to our California Real Estate Exam Prep video series. We'll give you 20 daily practice questions for the next 100 days with detailed answers to help you pass the exam and get your license. If you like our videos, please like and subscribe. Let's start now. 1. When appraising real property by the replacement cost approach, which of the following would be least important? A. Construction cost per square foot. B. Rental cost per square foot. C. Land cost. D. Depreciation. Answer B. When using the replacement cost approach to appraising, the construction cost new of the building is calculated, then the depreciation is deducted and the value of the land is added on. At no time is the rent considered. 2. The three methods which are used by appraisers and builders for estimating the cost of construction are: A. Unit in place, and quantity survey. B. Capitalization, unit, and market. C. Comparison, capitalization, and cost. D. Quantity survey, unit in place, and comparative square or cubic foot. Answer D. Answer D provides the most accurate statement of the methods of estimation, the cost of construction. 3. The cost approach is more difficult to use on old structures than on relatively new ones because of the greater difficulty. A. In estimating depreciation in the reproduction cost approach. B. Resulting from building code changes. C. In getting historic costs to build. D. Caused by the impact of inflation on land values. Answer A. The older the structure, the more difficult it is to accurately assess the amount of depreciation. 4. An acceleration clause is inserted in a note that is otherwise negotiable. The addition of this clause: A. Causes the note to lose its negotiability. B. Is required for negotiability. C. Does not reduce the negotiability of the note. D. Has no effect on negotiability, but is of no benefit. Answer C. A note is negotiable when it can be sold or transferred to another person. The fact that the note has clauses in it will not affect its negotiability. It will still be capable of being sold or conveyed to someone else. 5. When a title company issues a California standard policy of title insurance, the policyholder is insured against loss which occurs because of: A. Unrecorded liens and encumbrances. B. The rights of parties in possession. C. Forgery in the chain of recorded title. D. A defect in the chain of title, already known by the insured prior to the issuance of the policy. Answer C. A standard policy protects against forgery. Extended coverage would protect against unrecorded liens or rights of parties in possession. No policy protects against defects already known by the insured. 6. An open-end provision in a mortgage would benefit the borrower the most if he: A. Prepaid the loan. B. Allowed a subsequent buyer to assume the loan. C. Had a loan subordinated to a construction loan. D. Borrowed additional money. Answer D. An open-end provision in a mortgage allows the borrower to borrow additional amounts in the future without rewriting the loan documents. Seven. If there has not been an agreement to the contrary, all of the following would qualify as a negotiable instrument, except A. An installment note. B. A personal check. C. A mortgage securing a promissory note. D. A bank draft. Answer C. A mortgage is not a negotiable instrument. The promissory note that goes with it is a negotiable instrument. A negotiable instrument must be a promise to pay money. 8. Easements are terminated by all of the following, except A. Prescription by the owner of the servient tenement. B. Merger of the dominant and servient tenement. C. Revocation by the owner of the servient tenement. D. Release by the owner of the dominant tenement. Answer C. The owner of the servient tenement may take proper action to terminate the easement, but unilaterally revoking the easement by the servient tenement fails to terminate the easement. 9. Each of the following terms refers to types of soil conditions except A. Alkaline. B. Deciduous. C. Adobe. D. Expansive. Answer B. Deciduous refers to trees which shed their leaves during the winter. 10. The general purpose of local building codes is to accomplish which of the following? A. To assure the utilization of skilled labor in the construction and renovation of residential and commercial properties. B. To assure compliance with uniform standards of design, development and construction throughout the state of California. C. To provide minimum requirements and standards for the protection of the public's safety, health, welfare and general well-being. D. To guarantee cost-effectiveness in building through uniformity of building standards. Answer C. The general purpose of local building codes is under the police powers to provide for the protection of the public health, safety, welfare, and general well-being. (11) Capitalization. A. Establishes the value of an asset by dividing the annual net income by the desirable rate of return. B. Is the effective interest return received by an investor on a first trust deed. C. Balances the assets and liabilities of an entity on a balance sheet. D. Results in net worth. Answer A. This is a good definition of the term capitalization. You are arriving at the value of an asset or a property by dividing the annual net income by the rate of return. (12) In using the capitalization process, which of the following cannot be deducted to determine the net income? A. A management fee. B. Maintenance expense. C. Mortgage interest. D. Vacancies. Answer C. When using the capitalization approach to appraising, one starts with the scheduled gross income and subtracts the vacancies and uncollectible rents to arrive at the effective gross. One then subtracts the taxes, insurance, management, maintenance, utilities, and reserves for replacements to arrive at the net income. One would not deduct the mortgage interest to arrive at the net income. Usefulness of the cost approach would be limited when a. An appraiser is appraising a new structure appropriate to its site and use. b. There exists an unusually inactive real estate market. c. Appraising for proposed construction. d. Appraising an old structure with many functional deficiencies. Answer: D. The cost approach usefulness becomes limited with increasing age of a structure due to the fact that the allowance for depreciation becomes more complicated. Which of the following would be defined as a fixture in the law? A. Something that is made part of a chattel reel. B. Something referred to by actions but not referred to in the sales contract. C. Something incorporated into the land. D. Something used in an extraordinary way with the land. Answer: C. A fixture is something which is attached to the land or other real property and which thus becomes real property. When real property is held by husband and wife as community property, an agreement to sell that property which has been signed by only one spouse would be considered to be A. Illegal. B. Unenforceable. C. Binding. D. A violation of the statute of frauds. Answer: B. When title is held as community property, it takes both to convey title to that property. An agreement signed by only one spouse could not force the conveyance of that property. Adams sold his house to Brooks, who did not record the deed but took up residency there. Adams then sold the same property to Carr, who reviewed the county recorder's records, but did not examine the property. Adams gave Carr a deed, which Carr recorded. Which of the following would be true concerning title to the property? A. Carr and Brooks are co-owners of the property. B. Carr now owns the property, because he recorded his deed first. C. Carr has recourse against Brooks for failure to record. D. Brooks maintains title. Answer: D. While Brooks did not record his deed, he did occupy the property and apparently was in possession of it. Possession gives constructive notice, and therefore Carr's recording of his deed to the property would not create priority for his claim to be the owner. Community apartment projects and condominiums come within the subdivision provisions of the California real estate law when they contain how many units? A. 1 or more. B. 5 or more. C. 3 or more. D. 2 or more. Answer: B. The subdivision law defines condominiums and apartment projects as subdivisions if they contain 5 or more units. The owner of a 5-unit apartment complex has decided to sell each apartment in the building to the 5 present tenants. He has decided that each tenant will own his own unit and fee, but will own the common areas of the building and land undivided joint ownership. In all probability, the plan would be legally interpreted to be A. Lot split. B. Stock cooperative. C. Subdivision. D. Variance. Answer: C. The plan would not necessarily involve a variance, nor would it be a lot split, since the land is not being divided. A stock cooperative would involve a corporation and common ownership of both the building and the land. By elimination, it would be a subdivision. 19. Compliance with the agency relationship law enacted as a part of the Civil Code would be required in which of the following transactions? A. A single-family residence offered for sale by owner. B. A foreclosure sale by a trustee under provisions of a deed of trust. C. A transfer of the husband's interest to his wife in a divorce proceeding. D. A lease for a period of longer than 1 year. Answer: D. This is the only choice in which an agent is involved. The Civil Code requires that the agency relationship be disclosed to all principals. 20. Most likely, the United States Attorney General would act to enforce the federal open housing law whenever: A. State statutes are not enforced by the state officials. B. A conspiracy exists to practice resistance to the federal open housing law. C. A complaint is filed with the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. D. Subject matter of a complaint filed by an aggrieved party indicates a violation by an owner of more than 4 units. Answer: B. The United States Attorney General has authority to enforce the federal open housing law, especially in an area where there is evidence that a conspiracy exists to resist the fair housing law. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing to our channel so you don't miss out on our future videos. We look forward to seeing you in the next one.